Hello, hello. I'm here for a roundtable call, and it's just me at this call tonight. But I think what we determined was Monday nights are going to be better. So what I can try to do is I think we'll test out as a 7:30 roundtable call. Um, yeah, and we'll see how that goes. Thank you for those who commented on the weekly check-in post. That's awesome. I love reading your check-ins and seeing your wins and finding out where you're at and how things are going, because I love to know that, and I want to make sure that you're all succeeding. So congratulations on your wins, and keep your goals at the forefront of everything you do, and keep showing up, keep doing the work, and you will get the results you're after. All right. And when it comes to weight loss results, if that's one of your goals, it really comes down to your nutrition. All right. And I don't just mean whether you are eating healthy foods or not. It really comes down to your total caloric intake. Okay. And if you are in a calorie deficit just a few days per week and then the other days you're not, that's not going to get you to your goals. It's just not. So same thing with, 5 or 6 days a week that you're tracking and everything, and then you have 1 or 2 really big cheat days or whatever you want to call them, that's not going to help you. Calories add up incredibly fast when consuming more processed foods and typical foods that you'd get at a restaurant or a fast food place. Okay. That's where your calories, they'll just add up really quickly. All right. Burgers, fries, pizzas, desserts, things like that. Most people don't realize, but even just getting French fries can be like 1,000 calories on their own. All right. And for most people, that's almost all their calories for the day, just in one little serving of French fries. So that's something to keep in mind, that calories actually do matter. They 100% do matter when it comes to weight loss, weight gain, and weight maintenance. So a few things are going to be changing around here. All right. And we need to become an even stronger community, because I want you all to succeed. I am no longer going to be allowing just anyone to come into this VIP group from the 28-day challenge. They must now show me a high level of commitment and a positive attitude that will push through any obstacle. I'd like our Strength and Balance project to be the best. And in order to do that, I need you ladies to be committed to yourself and your goals. I need you ladies to engage in the group here and show me you are committed. I will soon be posting weekly tasks of some sort that need to be completed in this group in order to ensure everyone is staying on track. If I see you are not engaging in the group, then I will reach out to you, or I will tag you in a post or something. I will try to help you. But if you disappear and do not respond to me, I am not chasing you. And if you disappear, you will lose access to the 16-week program, the coaching, our group, the trainerized workouts, the classes. We're getting serious here. And I may start making an actual requirement to be here, that you make at least a bare minimum of 1 weekly post about something, anything at all, or go live in the group and speak to us. It may just be, sharing the meal that you ate, or, a daily revelation you had. Could be, doesn't even have to be health, fitness related. Could be anything, or it could be a win, or, tell us a joke, or show us your progress, or ask a question, or let's talk about something maybe you're struggling with. This will keep you motivated, and it will keep you focused on your goals and the tasks at hand. It is so easy to fall off track when things get busy. I get that. But use this time while you have resources available to you to get you to your goals. Okay, it's very easy to get distracted. And one thing I've learned on my journey is to be careful what I pay attention to. You know, scrolling through Facebook can actually be almost depressing, reading the comments of things that are out there and seeing the things that are posted. So I like to keep my focus on the groups that I am in that help me get closer to my goals, the groups that have like-minded people as me. And I want this place to be the group that you go to. And as a leader to you ladies, I will also be live more often in the group to check in with you. But I want to check in to ladies who are going to also respond and check in as well. So don't forget about all the awesome resources you have available to you. I get emails and messages asking about certain things, or you're struggling with certain things, when the answers and the solutions are actually inside your program. And if you actually do the work, that is going to help you. For example, somebody had just reached out to me the other day and mentioned how they were getting tired of tracking their food. But they never went through the program, the 16-week program. They didn't open it up, didn't look at it. And that is where I teach you in there in module 4 how to transition out of tracking so that you do not have to track your food anymore. Okay? Everything is set up for you. But it's up to you to use what is available and do the work. Being in this industry for a long time has shown me that those who get results are the ones who keep pushing forward no matter what, whether they feel like it or not, whether life gets busy or not. Okay, we are getting serious here, and I am bringing some tough love because I think it's necessary. I don't want to hear any more excuses, that now that, oh, it's darker outside, so you're not going to work out in the morning, and therefore you're not going to work out at all, and you want to stop, and you don't want to do this anymore, and you want to stop working on your goals. Things like that, those things to me that I hear, they are excuses. They're just excuses. And I know this sounds a little rough, maybe a little harsh, but I need to give you all some tough love. Remember, the results you are going to get is the result of who you are going to become. Okay, back in the 28-day challenge, we created a new identity for ourselves. Do you remember what yours was? It was a shift in your mindset, right? A shift in your perspective, which then led to a shift in your habits, your thoughts, and your actions. So dig deep right now with me and ask yourself, who do you want to become? Who do you want to become? When you have that answer, then ask yourself, what does this person do on a daily basis? How do they schedule their time? What are their habits? What are their actions? Who do they hang around with? What type of content do they read? What do they look like? And so forth. Who is this person? Okay, is it a healthy, confident, and fit mom? Or is it a strong role model? Or is it someone who has control over their nutrition and doesn't allow food to control them? What is it? It's going to be different for everyone. Now that you have that answer, you are now that person. Let that sink in. You are that person. Allow yourself to become this person, and everything will follow through. For example, someone who has control over their nutrition may say in a circumstance, I don't need to eat that. Or a healthy and fit person may say, I'm going to forego scrolling through Facebook for another hour, and I'm going to make time to exercise. That's what a healthy and fit person may say, and that might be something that you identify with, is that your new identity is a healthy and fit person. Okay, do you see where I'm going with this? So write that new identity down. Maybe it's changed a little bit for you since the 28-day challenge, but look at it every day, visualize it, feel it, live it, and it will happen. And someone in one of my calls, actually in the current 28-day challenge, they said, oh, you mean fake it till you make it, right? And I said, well, kind of, yeah. It works. It works like magic. I love you, ladies. I want you to succeed here. So let's shift that perspective. Let's release old thoughts, habits, and excuses that do not serve us so that we can reach the other side and hit the goals that we set for ourselves. The people in life who are successful are the people who keep pushing forward no matter what. Okay? That's the hard and fast truth for you. That's some tough love tonight. Because, like I said, I want you all to succeed. And the way that we're going to stay accountable and stay focused is if we keep the focus, we put our blinders on and we get to work and we get it done. You have amazing resources available to you. So use them. All right? So I have a few questions that I saw in the weekly check-in, which I will cover. So one was asking about, could I have a protein shake every day? So for that, I say, yes, you certainly can. Feel free to change it up with what you mix into it. Have fun with it. Maybe make a smoothie bowl rather than a smoothie. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just like if you were to eat like chicken or something. You can have chicken every day if you want. So you can have a protein shake. However, I do recommend if you're having the same ingredient for a prolonged period of time to definitely change it up every once in a while. Maybe get a different brand of protein, or try something different. Over at least a certain period of time to change it up a little bit. All right. But yes, you can certainly have a protein shake every day if you want. Another question I got was asking about ways to increase carbs or calories in a healthy way. And this is actually somebody who's asking it because they are now in module 3. So their calories are being increased a little bit because of what's happening in module 3 is we're working on increasing your metabolism and taking essentially what is known in the industry as a diet break. And this is done for many different reasons, and we do cover it in module 3. And it's a very crucial part to not miss. To really not miss, because it sets you up for the long-term success, and it gives you a bit of a break if you are staying diligent with your calorie deficits. So an easy way to bring up calories and carbs is, well, it's really easy to do that when you're eating processed foods and having things with lots of sugar in them. But if you want to keep it healthy, try eating maybe more complex carbohydrates. Okay, so look at things like your quinoa or your sweet potatoes, your buckwheat or your brown rice. Okay, those are your complex carbs. It takes a little bit more, it keeps your blood sugar a little more stable and requires more energy to break down. So add, maybe a little bit larger serving of that to your plate if your calories are now increased. Other high calorie foods in general would be foods that are higher in fat. Okay, such as your nuts and seeds. Those are going to be your healthier sources of fat, okay, or like nut butters. Those can bring up calories quickly. But in some cases, just feel free to every so often eat some treats or go out for dinner. That's gonna get your calories up real fast. And that's one of the biggest things I don't think people realize in general is how quickly calories add up. If you eat out, or if you eat more processed foods, or you add some more oil to your cooking, it adds up so fast. And in order to gain a lot of body fat and to maintain a lot of body fat, you have to, on a weekly average, eat a large amount of calories. And it doesn't necessarily mean a large quantity of food, but a large quantity of calories gets you to that position and maintains you in that position. So just be aware of that. A lot of processed foods, fast foods, extra oils, and things that are heavy with like fat, that's what's going to blast through those calories really quickly. So that's why I always recommend, that 80-20 rule, where for the most part you're eating whole nutrient dense foods. They're going to be low in calories, right? And then 20% of the time, sure, enjoy a treat, do whatever you want. All right. As long as you're going to ultimately feel good physically and mentally when eating that. Okay. So hopefully that helps, stick with those complex carbs if you're trying to bring up the carbs. Now, the last question I saw was asking about the BMI, as well as decreasing body fat and increasing muscle mass. So BMI, that is your body mass index. And that was just a chart, and it gives you a general range, where you fall between your height versus your weight. But that is something we don't necessarily really rely on anymore because it does not account for muscle mass. So somebody who has a lot of muscle mass and is only of a certain height could technically fall under the obese category just based on their weight versus their height. So we don't really necessarily look at that too much. I would look more so at body fat percentage, if that's something you wanted to really, get into. Your fitness range is around 21 to 24% body fat, and average female, I'm talking for females here, average is around 25% body fat. Okay, but then your athletes are much lower. But athletes, it depends on the sport exactly what they're doing, but some of them have to maintain a really low level of body fat, and that's not easy to do. That takes a lot of work, a lot of dedication, a lot of time. That's like, if you're an athlete, that's your life. That's what you do. So you could try to focus around like either a fitness to an average to anywhere from like 21 to 25% body fat. Something you could focus on. I do know somebody in the area who does the body fat caliper testing. So if you want to get in touch with her, you can definitely do that. Just reach out to me. Or you do those like DEXA scans. Those are going to be a little more accurate for, helping you to see how much body fat you have, how much lean muscle tissue you have, what other tissue you have in your body, and give you the different ranges. But that does cost a good, I feel like it's over $100 or something, but it's kind of cool to see, where you're at, and then to test yourself again so many weeks down the road. But so that's that. But in talking about decreasing body fat, increasing muscle mass, so people who can build muscle and drop fat, or I should say people who can build muscle at a much faster rate are those who are beginners, those who are beginners and have a lot of weight to lose, and those coming back to exercise after being off of exercise for a prolonged period of time, whether they just stopped working out or it was due to an injury or whatever. Okay, those people can build muscle at a faster rate than someone who is no longer a beginner. So we're looking at anyone who has been exercising for at least over a year consistently. Okay, so that takes you out of that beginner category. So you've kind of unfortunately lost your peak advantage when it comes to building muscle. So once you hit that point, building muscle from there, requires a lot of time. So you have to be patient with yourself, okay, and consistency. It also requires a slight calorie surplus. And we know that when we've been trying to lose weight and lose fat, that requires a calorie deficit. So in order to build muscle, you need to provide your body with more calories to build more tissue. All right? Fat loss, like we said, requires a calorie deficit. It also requires adequate protein intake and resistance training. Okay? When you are no longer in that beginner phase, it's not that easy to do both of these things at the same time anymore. And that's just the hard and fast truth of it, okay? Most women that I come across all the time are afraid to eat more calories, but it's necessary to grow and develop muscle tissue. And yes, when you eat more calories, you are going to gain some body fat along with it. It's not all just going to be muscle. And a lot of women, I understand, are afraid of that, of doing that. But if you want to do that, you just have to push past that and realize that you can take that body fat off anytime you want. You have to go through that phase of growth and that eating enough calories in order to build. All right. But what you can do is something called a body recomp, which is a much slower process, but you won't gain as much body fat. You basically eat at maintenance level of calories, or maybe in a tiny surplus, but usually around maintenance, and train effectively, consistently. And over time, you will see that shift in your body, okay? That's a body recomp. It's a slow process, but I mean, heck, you can do it if you want. So just be aware of that. You either really focus on building muscle or you focus on fat loss. Okay, and I've given you the answers to either or, right? When it does come to building muscle, I guess I should also note, of course, you want to train effectively. You want to challenge your muscles. Okay, if you're sticking with the same weights all the time and they're starting to feel easy, that is no longer challenging your muscles. All right, when you challenge your muscles, it forces them to, of course, they break down and then they rebuild bigger and stronger. Okay, so hopefully that answers your question. Of course, always reach out to me. I can always clarify. And yeah, I think that's the questions I had. So I hope everybody is having a lovely weekend or had a lovely weekend and is ready to work hard next week and beyond. All right, so remember what I said, stay focused on those goals, keep showing up, keep doing the work, get rid of any excuses that pop up, okay? Keep going, keep doing the work, keep moving forward, all right? And you will reach your goals. You definitely will. All right, we will talk soon. Bye, ladies.